Hey guys, what's up? It's iFlynn here, and welcome to episode 26 of Warframe, the Ultimate Beginner's Guide. It's been a while since I've made a Ultimate Beginner's Guide video. It's been like almost a month since I've done like a proper one, talking to you guys about the progression and stuff like that there. But, at this point, you should really like be able to sort of like look at things in the game and say, okay, yeah, I understand what that is. I understand what I need to do to make that effective. I understand where I need to go to get said item and different things like that there. So really all we're going to be talking about is sort of the builds I have put together and then the upcoming quest called the War of Inn. The War of Inn is, again, another one of those story quests that I want you guys to sort of play on your own. I kind of just tabbed out of my game there, but, it's just one of those story quests that I want you guys to go in and play on your own. If I were to give you guys a brief rundown of it, it sort of talks a little bit more about sort of the revelations of your operator. There's like literally no spoilers in that sentence right there, so it just talks a little bit more about the purpose and stuff of the operator. So that's basically what it's about, and you guys can play it and find out all about it and stuff like that there. And then once that's done, you're gonna get access to a new mechanic, which isn't really flushed out yet, but it will be flushed out in the upcoming update known as Plains of Eidolon. Why did I say knowns? It's just so weird. But, upcoming update Plains of Eidolon is going to sort of take advantage of the new mechanic that you guys are going to get your hands on. And then, obviously, whenever it comes to that there, we'll talk a little bit more about that mechanic in Plains of Eidolon in this series whenever it actually finally gets released. But for now, we can't, talk about it because it's not in the game yet, so we don't really know anything about it. So, right now, the frame that I focused the most on this account was my Nova Warframe, and this is the build that I have put together. So basically some key points of interest. The strength is at 145% power strength because we have our Intensify mod and our Power Drift mod, and this is going to give us the maximum slow effect from our M Prime, making Nova a great CC frame. We have Continuity and Narrow-Minded and also Constitution on here for our duration of our M Prime, so it expands, across the map, a decent size. It makes it a decent size, basically. It covers basically one entire void defense room. It spans for about, I want to say 10 seconds, so it's pretty decent. We have Flow on here for our energy, Vitality for our health, Streamline and Fleet and Expertise for our energy efficiency. However, you can remove the one from the top, Fleet and Expertise, and then throw on a max rank Streamline if you so choose to get like a longer duration on your M Prime. And then you can replace that with something different, something to just kind of complement the build a little bit more. Like maybe you want more shields, you want more armor, whatever you want to throw on, you can throw on that spare slot that Fleet Expertise gives you. You can throw on maybe more Pyro Strength or whatever. It's totally up to the player at that point. So this is the build that we put together, and this is basically the frame that I'm going to be sort of using the most throughout this guide because Nova makes almost all the content in this game extremely easy. You also notice that I have got free Forma on my Hex, so I free on just some Forma, and it's basically a complete build, right? So we have our Charged Shell, Contagious Spread for our corrosive damage, then we have Shell Shock on here for more corrosive damage, Scattering Inferno for a little bit of fire damage, as well as Blaze, which ups our damage as well, and then we have Scattered Justice for our 200% multi-shot, and our Justice effect, which basically makes it so that we do like a Syndicate prot. And then Hellshimmer for the multi-shot, Point Blank for our base damage. And then that's really it. We have a 96.5% status chance, so that's going to do really well whenever it comes to stripping armor from enemies as well. So haven't really invested too much into my secondary weapons, and we are going to have to do that there for our Mesa Warframe, which you guys can see I actually leveled up to 30 here. I made her pink, I guess, because we're doing a thing on stream memes, twitch.tv/iFlynn. You can check it out. So yeah, we're doing a thing, and this is the build I have currently right now. Nothing too spectacular. Notice that I do have Orokin Catalyst and stuff on here. That's because I've been like, logging into this account to pick up the Orokin reactors, Orokin Catalyst and stuff, to sort of like up the capacity of my Warframes. So a lot of people kind of come to me and they say, how can I farm, Orokin Catalyst or Orokin reactors more efficiently? And the thing is, like, you really can't. They are bound to alerts and invasions. So you just have to wait for them to come up in alerts. What I would say is they come out every 2 Fridays. So the upcoming Friday, from whenever this video is posted, there's going to be a dev stream. And then usually they post up a Gifted a Lotus alert, which is going to have a potato in it. Now, what type it is, we don't know until it actually comes, but you know, it comes every 2 Fridays. So it's not like it's a pay to win feature or anything. It comes every 2 Fridays, and it's super important to keep that in mind because, you know, obviously potatoes are a big part of the game and you need them to sort of make half the builds that I'm showing. So, yeah, you can also buy them with platinum if you are into earning platinum, which we're going to be talking a little bit, you know, my English is messed up, but we're going to be talking a little bit more about that there in the upcoming episodes of the guides, making more platinum and how you can kind of prepare yourself for the future of the sort of like Warframe economy, I guess. So yeah, we're talking about the secondary builds now, though. We're going to be investing a little bit more into the secondary builds because we're going to need Mesa to kill the boss called Kayla the Fame, which is on Sedna, and we're also going to need her to sort of like complete some of the other quests as well, in case like they have like an extremely difficult enemy to sort of kill, or there's a bunch of enemies and you just want to get them done fast or whatever. So Mesa just basically makes killing bosses insanely easy because of her fourth ability, but the fourth ability draws most of its damage from our secondary weapons, and the reason we have the Twin Grakatas is one, because they are insanely high DPS whenever you have a crit build on, and two, they benefit Peacemaker because they're a crit build. Now, you can go out of your way to find something like the Dual Toxicist or whatever, which will give you a sort of like a passive effect for your Peacemaker, which will make it shoot even faster and increase its DPS even more. But we're not going to bother with that there just yet because I haven't got the clan up to my sort of like status yet, I would say. But we're going to be taking a look at the clan as well, and talking about the rooms and stuff that I have added to, just so you guys can understand that there a little bit more as well. So that is basically where I have the account right now. Let's go ahead and do our attachments here too. Make those the normal color. So that's where I have the account right now. It is in pretty good standing, in my opinion. Make sure to always be, you know, ranking up your syndicates and stuff. Maybe start focusing on Red Veil too, so you can sacrifice Forma or something to level that there up, and, you know, make sure that you keep the progression going, right? Do your daily syndicate missions, pick up your medallions and things like that there. I don't know if I've necessarily talked about medallions in this guide, but I do have videos on medallions, which I will link in the description below. We got the Banshee Prime Chassis Blueprint Relic, Silver's Prime Barrel, Silver's Prime Barrel. That's pretty cool. Okay. So yeah, rank up your stuff and make sure that you stay on top of it, really. So next, we're going to have to get a Serum Prime Neuroptics, and we're actually going to have to craft that. So you have to go into this with a crafted Serum Prime Neuroptics and sacrifice that there, plus 500k credits, which is kind of hard to come across. As you guys can see, I have 17,000 credits in this account as well, which isn't really ideal. So, again, just a quick reminder, if you need to go ahead and farm credits, go to Neptune, go to the Index Endurance, and then sacrifice 60,000 credits to do the medium risk investment, and then, you know, you'll get a big payout from that there. So you see the return right there. So the Index is definitely your go-to whenever it comes to credit farming, at least. So make sure to also stay on top of your item treasures here, because of course having those to give yourself Endo is a big deal, especially at this point in the game, because this is where like the difficulty curve starts to kick in whenever it comes to enemies armor scaling and stuff like that there. So we're going to need to have those mods ranked up, and we're going to be talking about how we can, you know, farm Endo even more efficiently whenever we progress through Sedna. So what I basically want you guys to be doing is go ahead and complete the War Event, right? So the War Event is a reward from the Sedna Junction. You guys should have all of these requirements done. We've talked about killing Vehek. We've talked about killing the 10 sentients on Luya. Easy peasy. Collect any free mods from the Origin Principle. That is the last episode of the beginner guide. It shows you how to do all of the different challenge rooms and how to maybe force some to spawn. We have craft a weapon requiring Master Rank 5 or higher, which is your Soma. Eris Junction. We have find and defeat Lephantis in the Derelict, easy peasy, pretty sure we covered that. We have open free Neo Void Relics, easy peasy again, and then complete 15 waves of defense at Stoffler in a single mission, again, easy peasy, right? You guys should have no problem with that there, especially because you have Nova, you have Mesa, you have all these different frames at your disposal. Now, if you're still having trouble farming Mesa, go ahead and do a shit ton of Oricon Derelict defense, and that way you're going to be able to farm your Muteless Allied V nav coordinates. Now, I meant to jump in here and show you the invasions. These are, if you guys haven't already been doing these are basically ways for you to get more resources to get from your clan's dojo, which we're going to jump into in a second. But basically what you want to be doing here is going on and, you know, choosing any of these missions that have like a fist on them. And these missions that basically allow you take side with, you know, whatever faction it is. So this one is Corpus versus Infested. Obviously, you can't take side with the Infested, but, you know, if it was Corpus v Grenier, you could take side with the Grenier, and then they would both offer different rewards. You'd have to complete the mission 3 or 5 times, and then once you complete the mission 3 or 5 times, you've basically been enlisted to get the reward, and then once the mission has been completed by enough players, then you're going to get the reward sent to your inbox, right? So make sure to stay on top of those, as well as your syndicate missions here, picking up your medallions, stuff like that. Then we also have a bunch of quests. Next objective being the War of In. Do that. And then once you've done all of that there, make sure, go to your dojo. And then in the dojo, we're going to be crafting 4 rooms. And these rooms are going to basically allow us to research new clan tech weapons. So right now, this is what my clan dojo looks like. This is the layout. So the first room that I built was this reactor room. And then I built my trading post and this little thing over here. I forget the exact name of it, but this is like a thing which is going to give you Endo whenever you rank up your clan. Then we made this cross connector here, and this allowed us to make this reactor right here. And then it also allowed us to make the Oracle, which allows us to make more, or it basically just gives us access to make the labs and stuff, right? Which is where we're going to get our weapons. Then I made a Grand Hall, which increases the capacity of the dojo, so you can add in more rooms. And then I'm currently in the process of building another cross connector. And in this cross connector, I am most likely going to build maybe 1 lab and then 1 more reactor, depending on the capacity. But we'll talk a little bit more about that there whenever I actually have that underway. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and start up the Master Rank 10 mission. And what you guys should basically just be focusing on is making sure that you get that War of Inquest done. And then once we get the War of Inquest done, we can then focus on leveling our Warframes and going through more of the star chart and then earning platinum and stuff and talking about raids and things like that there, because that's really the next goal. I currently have the Heim building. You should have Loki. I already have Loki claimed. Mag ready to claim. Nyx ready to claim. Rhino ready to claim. Trinity ready to claim. Valkyrie ready to claim. Ember ready to claim, and you also should have Equinox ready to claim as well. I've been slacking a little bit and I haven't went ahead and done that yet. So go ahead and farm Titania on Uranus right here, and then make sure that you can build her. And then she's going to be a super valuable asset whenever it comes to farming Mesa relics and stuff on Io Saturn. So we'll talk about making builds for her. But if I were to give you guys sort of like a hint, the next room that we're going to be going for is Rhino. So if you're able to get your hands on the platinum, to go ahead and claim him. Claim him, level him up on Hydron on Sedna once you have access to it. And then, you know, what we're going to be doing is forming him, and then we can jump into the Law of Retribution and learn about that there. So next video isn't necessarily going to be about the Law of Retribution. The next video is going to be about basically having all the frames that we have and then forming them and putting all the builds onto them once we have the War of Inquest completed, because just having those good builds is what is going to make or break you whenever it comes to endgame content, and basically people allowing you to sort of jump into the raid groups and stuff. So raids aren't a massive part of the game, but they can be. So doing the raids basically makes it so that the credit farm is a lot easier on you, because you get like 300k credits per raid run done, and you can do 1 a day. You also get an arcane, and you can get things like detonite injectors, so you don't have to build those. You could also get resource boosters and things like that there. You can get rare mods and stuff. So that is basically it. But for the next episode, what I promised to have done for you guys is the mod list and also the written guide for the beginner's guide. So that'll be posted in every single description of the Ultimate Beginner's Guide, right? So that is going to be done by next episode, I promise, which I plan to have released by next Saturday. So once this account is in good standing and we have all the format and stuff on, I'll have the written guide done, and I'll have the mod list guide done as well, so you guys can check that there out, and that'll be in the description below. But other than that, really this has been a video just to tell you guys to stay on top of your alerts, hunt for Item Treasure, make sure to get that there done, stay on top of your invasions, stay on top of your syndicates. I'll show you guys the weapons and stuff that I have leveled so far, so showing profile, equipment, and then we'll sort by progress. We can just go ahead and take a quick scroll through just to see the things that I have leveled up to level 30 and then possibly sold, and then I'll show you guys obviously the inventory that I have right now. So we have a decent amount of stuff there. My Loki's level 16, and we can progress on to Master Rank 10. So we're actually going to go ahead and do the Master Rank 10 test in this video too. So let's go ahead, go Nova. And I'm going to show you guys my Summon build as well, because that there is in pretty decent standing too. So this is my Suma build. It's actually completed actually. So I have my 5 form on it. So what you want to be doing is going Vital Sense up here, and then you want to go with Point Strike, and then Serration, Split Chamber, Heavy Caliber, and then you want to throw on your elements, Infected Clip, Stormbringer. Then you can throw on another mod like, let's say for example, Shred, you know? So that is my Suma build so far. Secondary build, basically not even looked at. Legion, not even looked at. I should prefer my Broken War. Let's go ahead and throw on the Broken War. Color it, do that there stuff. Bring a Kata, I'll throw some mods on. Let's see. What we got here? We have not got Barrel Diffusion, so we'll need to farm that there up. Let's just throw on an element like Toxin Damage. I don't even have that, so we're going to need to farm that too. Electricity, why not? And then I guess I can throw on my Heated Charge to make radiation damage. That's pretty decent. And then this is the Nova build I'm currently running. I already showed that. Let's jump into the Master Rank 10 test and then get that done and dusted. So I actually forget what this is, so it's going to be interesting to see. Let's see. Okay, this is the platform one. This is actually rather easy, especially as Nova, because you can use wormholes and stuff. So it might be a little bit easier using something like, well, I don't know, but it's really easy. So you jump on this pad. There's going to be enemies that spawn. Make sure to kill all the enemies, bring your Suma, and then wait for the pad to kind of flash a lot. And then you want to jump and sort of aim glide a little bit. And then kill the next enemy. So they might be a little bit hard to spot. But this is actually a really simple test as well. So jump, aim glide a little bit. And then get ready for the next ones. Jump up in the air like so. If you want to give yourself more airtime. Where's this guy at? There we go. There he is. And that's it done. Really simple. Just one shot them with the Soma. Super easy. So jump up in the air, aim glide, shoot them. Of course, that's going to be easier using a mouse and keyboard than a controller. But in my opinion, it's a very easy Master Rank test anyway because of what you have at your disposal just as a Warframe. So, yeah, it's really simple. Don't even know if you can use abilities in that one. Can you use abilities in that one? I'm not sure. I didn't pay attention. You don't have to, of course, but using an ability, like you could use Ember's World on Fire or something if you have it. So there you go. Master Rank 10. So now we can earn 11k Syndicate standing a day, 11k Conclave standing if you're into that. And then, yeah, also make sure to be farming your focus too. So you farm your focus by equipping a lens on a weapon or Warframe. So the lens that we have on right now is our Xeneric lens. And we have it on our Heck. So you can see that there, right there. You can replace it if you get more, but obviously you won't have more unless you're paying platinum for it. So farm your focus up that way. Make sure to do the 100k a day. You can get that there on Hydron, on Sedna. And then you can go ahead and invest that into things like Energy Overflow or whatnot, if you so choose to. But this is going to be reworked. So, you know, this might not be as good whenever it comes to the Plains of Eidolon coming out. So that's just something to keep in mind. You know, Warframe is always changing, so everything is going to be in beta. So we might not necessarily be going for the Energy Overflow. But yeah, I'm super excited for Plains of Eidolon to be coming out. It's going to be interesting to see how it sort of changes up Warframe content and the beginning of the game as well. And, you know, potentially I'll be able to make this mod list and just say, hey, just go to the Plains to get this mod or whatever, because they might be giving mods away in certain quests and stuff that we have to do in the Plains and things like that there. So we just don't know until it comes out. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this episode of Beginner Guides. Hopefully it sort of taught you a little bit more about, you know, keeping your account in good standing. There's also another thing I forgot to talk about. Your mods. So actually changing your mods into Endo. So sort this by duplicates, and then you can use the middle mouse button to sort of select all and go through and kind of just, you know, turn your duplicate mods, apart from these Sentinel ability mods, you can turn all these into Endo. So if you're running low in Endo, you can do this here to sort of get more, right? So we can dissolve this into 3k Endo, which is pretty good. Of course, make sure that you have at least one max rank version of the mods that you're selling before you go ahead and dissolve all of them into Endo. But other than that that is going to be it for this episode of the Beginner's Guide. Get the War of Inquest done, and then we'll talk about, obviously, making our Warframes even stronger, completing the builds and stuff on them, and that is what I will have done for the next episode, as well as the mod list and the written guide, so things that you can do step by step, every single planet, and different things like that there. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, hit that like button below, and if you want to see more Warframe content from me, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.